All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and truth. Looking at some articles, I stumbled across an article that was interesting to me. And I'm gonna just go with the spirit. I put out some scriptures that I'm gonna run with in this video. And basically we're going to see how draconian Esau is about to get. All right, so the first word that I'm going to go into is the word precedent. All right, as you can see on the screen, the word precedent means an earlier event or action that is regarded as an example or guide to be considered in subsequent similar circumstances. In this circumstance, we'll go to Adam Online and get another definition. It says a case which may be taken as a rule in similar cases. So I'm about to bring in the article. All right, that's about to explain the case. Okay, so this is going on in Florida, and we're just gonna pull some information out of this article. And I got some scriptures lined up, and that was some scriptures that I was thinking about, and maybe I could tie them in the scriptures through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. I'm not gonna make this video too long, but I just want to convey with the cosmos, the brothers in the spirit that's in sincerity and truth, what's going on in Esau society. As this society collapses, he's going to get more draconian. And let's look up the word draconian real quick. Draconian. He's going to get more draconian. It says excessively harsh and severe in his measures. Okay, strict, some synonyms for it is harsh, severe, strict, extreme, drastic, stringent, tough, okay, cruel, brutality, all right, oppressive, ruthless, relentless, punitive, authoritarian, tyrannical. So as Esau society starts to go down, he's going to get more draconian in his measures, okay, which brings me to the scripture right here. In the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So a lot of things are going to, Esau is going to implement in a society that's going to basically oppress people, that's going to make people angry, all right, and he's going to come down with his military upon the dissidents, okay, the people that are against his measures. And then people are going to find out that there's no democracy in America, or everything that America was told to be, the global force for good and freedom, is all bullshit, all right? So now there's a situation in Florida, okay? As you can see, this is from shithitsthefanplan.com, Max Slavo. Now, this is a recent article written January 15th. And now this is a guy that writes a lot of articles on the collapse, and, he puts his input. Now, he put together an article that says student debt crisis worsens. Florida Board of Health suspends licenses over defaults. Okay. Now, at first I thought this was licensed. I thought this was licenses, driver's license. I thought this was driver's license, but this is talking about healthcare licenses, all right, I believe. And but pretty soon, don't be surprised. Like, we go back to the word precedent. Pretty soon, don't get surprised if people are laid on certain type of bills and stuff like that, and they can't pay. That they will be taking people's driver's license, or suspending right to travel. Not only right to travel, but taking people's passports, and all types of things, man. All right. So this article, student loan, says the Florida Board of Health has suspended thousands of healthcare licenses over defaults on student loans many used to earn their licenses. But many are concerned that the new crackdown may only worsen the student loan crisis. All right. Because look, if you're suspending people's healthcare licenses, which is their license to make money in the state of Florida, all right, because they're not paying their student loans, All right, people are gonna basically you're basically gonna mess up the healthcare system for the state. You dumb Edomites, man. See, these Edomites are so wicked. They do certain things and enact certain policies to basically destabilize the whole state, or they destabilize things, man. It says, but many are concerned that the new crackdown may only worsen the student loan crisis. The revocation of licenses came after the student loan industry lobbied the government. So you had the student loan industry, which are nothing but rich, well-to-do people, all right. In the student loan industry, they lobbied the government to enact punishments for those who can't or won't repay the money they borrowed. All right, so I thought America was about the people. All it took was the student loan industry to lobby the government, and different laws were passed. Okay, it says according to ABC News, only Florida is enforcing this law as of right now. That goes back to the word precedence, because this is going to take place in other states. Okay, different sanctions are going to be put on individuals who can't or won't pay their student loans. Okay, and remember that the government holds interest or holds stake in a lot of student loans. Basically, the FAFSA student loan, you have the government that backs these student loans, which is all based off of fraud, man, or usury. That's a more common word to use. It's based on usury, man. Basically putting young people in debt, all right, and basically holding up the progress of their life with these high interest rates, man. It says it says the state also has the power to garnish up to 100% of a worker's wages until the loan is repaid. So basically, the state of Florida can put people into slavery, all right, garnishing 100% of a worker's wages until the loan is repaid and the license is reinstated. Under Florida law, once the state suspends a license for a student loan default, the only way to get it back is to pay a fine equal to 10% of the balance plus other costs. So then they add other costs and interest and all types of stuff on there, man. All right. Let's see. All right. So let's read this real quick in here. It says investigative reporter Adam Weisler uncovered the state's Board of Health suspended more than 900 healthcare licenses, including professional certifications for registered nurses, certified nursing assistants, pharmacists, and opticians in just the past 2 years alone. So they've been doing this for a while. It says the I team found 12 other states: Alaska, Arkansas, California, Georgia, Hawaii, Iowa, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas still have the power to take away healthcare licenses for unpaid student loans, but officials in those states told ABC Action News they have not suspended any licenses over loan defaults in the past 2 years. So these other states have the ability to do the same thing. All right. So the state is going to wield more power over the people in the coming days, especially when things start to tighten up. Okay. When this economy starts to really slow down, these different governments are going to be scrambling to make money. And what do they do to make their money? They oppress the people. All right. That's why you have a lot of police, writing tickets and doing all types of things to, bring more money into the state. All right, putting different sanctions on people's houses. All right, all types of things, looking for anything, any and everything to basically make money off the backs of the people. Okay, because in all actuality, you are a slave to the state. Okay, if you believe it, you don't believe it. This is the scripture that proves it. This is Proverbs 22:7. It says, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." And that's why you have these different governments. Okay, you can have a lobbyist firm go to the state, these different state representatives, and which you elected. All right, and see these people in Florida, they elected these different state representatives, basically, basically being oppressed. Okay, because the lobbyists for the student loan companies, they lobby the government to enact punishments, all right, which are detrimental to these tax-paying citizens, and they can't pay their student loans. All right. the money's funny in America, and things are getting tight. All right, and this is going to lead to people, going hitting the streets, man, protesting, rioting. They're going to want the heads of these different politicians, okay, and these different corporate heads. All right, but a lot of these different rich people, these corporate heads, they live in gated communities, man. All right. It says the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Okay. All right. The next scripture that I'm gonna go to is this is Proverbs 28:8. It says, "He that by usury and unjust gain increases his substance." And who is that? That's Esau, man. Because by usury and unjust gains, all right, taxing the hell out of people, all right, setting up a fractional reserve or a privately owned bank, which is in the form of the Federal Reserve. This is how he gained the people, man. This is how he enslaved the people. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. And who's going to pity the poor? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. He's the one that's going to pity the poor. Okay. Now, I think the word for usury is nashak. All right. It's a nasha and it's a ka. Okay. So that word, I don't know what's happening. All right. So now I can't get my, okay. All right. Nashak. Okay. It says interest, usury. Okay. And interest, man, interest is Satan, man. I'll tell you that. Interest is of Satan. But usury is in the scriptures. It's all right to lend upon usury to these other nations. All right. It says it in the book of Exodus. Okay. And Leviticus. Okay. But I'm gonna read it again. It says, he that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that pitieth the poor. And the Heavenly Father is the one that pitieth the poor. Okay. So all of these riches gotten by deceit is going to be laid up for the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. The gold, the silver that's being hoarded. Okay. The seeds, all of that is going to be laid up for the children of Israel. This is Ezekiel 22:12. It says, indeed have they taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury and increase, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, saith the Lord. Now, this was Israel did this, okay, when we was in our land, okay, but now Esau does the same thing, man. All right. It says, behold, therefore I have smitten my hand at thy dishonest gain, which thou hast made, and at thy blood, which hath been in the midst of thee. All right. So not only do you gain off of usury, all right, greedily gained off your neighbors and by extortion, all right, you have shed blood, okay? All right. You've been dishonest in your gain and you have shed blood, okay? Now, as for the men of the Lord, now we're in debt, okay, in the system. But guess what? The men of King David's army, they were in debt. Scriptures say that the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. These were the characteristics of the men of King David's army. This is 1 Samuel 22:1. It says, David therefore departed thence and escaped to the cave of Adullam. And when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down thither to him. And everyone that was in distress and everyone that was in debt, okay, everyone that was in debt. All right, and you got a lot of men in Israel that's in debt, but we're waiting for our Redeemer Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to come to relieve us of these debts. Okay, every citizen in America is under debt. When you go to the national debt clock, okay, you can see how much debt that you're on a tab for. All right, through these unjust gains and this usury that Esau set up. It said, and everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontented. Not only are we in debt, we're discontented, okay? Gathered themselves unto him, and he became a captain over them, and there were with him about 400 men. So this is an example of King David's army in the early goings, in the early stages. All right, now this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Now, the wine represents his philosophies. A lot of the philosophies in this society basically encourages people to become in debt, become debt slaves. They tell you, go to school, get an education so that you can make more money, okay, because the average college student makes more money than somebody that doesn't go to college. All right, so that was part of the wine, the philosophies, all right? And that's what a lot of people have taken on. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And how does he do this? All right, by putting these nations in debt, okay? And basically setting up these kings of the earth to follow after his system, okay? It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him? And it's talking about Esau, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And the word for clay, as you should know, which is revisiting this word, that word is abatyat, okay, which means a debt. All right, abatyat, which means debt, weight of pledges, heavy debts, okay? Because here it is, Esau has pledged all of these things to his citizens, and he's not going to be able to pay. Okay, he's not going to be able to pay for it, man. And he's put himself in a position, and it's all of the international bankers that are behind this, man. All right, the international bankers are behind this, so they're basically going to let the society go down, and they're going to come in with the solution, which is the RFID microchip, which is what they're going to do basically is for all of these people in debt, student loans, you know, the ones of them that, you know, want to come into this new world order, they'll basically forgive these debts. You just got to take that market of chip, the market of beast, the RFID chip, okay? Well, if you don't take the RFID chip, you're going to be in a work camp or a concentration camp working off that debt, all right, or being put to death, all right? There's no other ways, man, okay, for this. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kudash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Salutations to you brothers that are pushing the word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.